Hey guys, Fishmonger here. This is the second time I'm attempting to make this video, because the first time apparently had a little bit of problems. I can't preview the video as I'm recording it, so yeah, what happened was like about literally 2 minutes into it, a bug splattered right on the front of my GoPro case. So yeah, pretty much all the video was shot and it looked horrible. I talked great, I had some great points in there, but you know, the problem is I am just not going to release a video where in the video portion of it you're pretty much just staring at bug guts. So as you can see, the background's a little bit different than normal. I'm not fishing or doing anything on Warcraft right now. I'm just taking the motorcycle out for a ride. I'm dropping some mail off, but wanted to make some quick points about Fishmonger and what's going on right now. So in my last video, if you recall, I talked about the fishing bot ban that kind of got struck down by Blizzard, and a lot of fishing bots were kind of involved. And I took Fishmonger down temporarily from the website for downloads. Ooh, it's hot. So it wasn't available for download, and I had some people basically telling me like, hey, you know, what about like using it on Warmane or private servers and stuff, and they had some points. So I temporarily put it back up, stating that, you know, you should really only use it for private servers. But then I also have been doing internal testing myself, and I've probably put a good 30 plus hours of fishing on it, and I continue to use it every single day, so that number grows daily. And I changed some of the file structure around. I recompiled it and uploaded version 2.037, which is the next iteration of Fishmonger. Under the hood, there's really nothing different with it. It's the same as 2.036. However, what I have done is I've reconfigured the code. And again, I'm still getting hot, so this has to come back up. I've reconfigured the code. I've changed some things around. And when I've recompiled it, it's essentially a different program. It's a different file size. It comes up with a different you know, fingerprint as far as computers are concerned. It's not the same, because one of the things that I've been doing with my testing is I've been talking to a lot of people, and it really looks like the only people that were hit with the ban is some of the people that were using version 2.036, which was the latest version I had released. Was also like the most popular version that was downloaded and run, which I guess would make sense that it was also the version that basically gave me the most trouble as far as bans go, because it was the most popular. People from 2.032, 2.033, people who are using the older version of Fishmonger who just didn't upgrade, are still fishing fine. They've told me they haven't had any problems, haven't got any ban reports from anybody using one of those other versions. So what that tells me is it's not anything that Fishmonger is doing in the program that's setting off triggers for Blizzard to catch it. Really what it was is, you know, again, I'm still very easily found on Google and stuff, so it's not like I'm hidden anymore, but the file was added to our database of known programs that are botting programs, and then basically Warden scanned for it, and was able to deduce using its magic that it's a third-party fishing bot program, and then let out some bans. Right now you could be saying, well, what's going to stop them from doing that with this other version that you got out, 2.037? All they got to do is add that to their database, yada, 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 this and the other thing. And you're absolutely right. That it could be something that they can keep up with and continue to add versions of Fishmonger to their database for banning. So that's something that I'm concerned with. However, to combat that right now, what I plan on doing is I'm going to randomly recompile, change the program around, and re-upload it for download. So what's going to happen is you're not going to notice it. The file name is going to stay the same. Right now it's Turkey Shooter 2.037. The file name is going to stay the same. Yeah, I may change it. I don't know. Who cares? But the point is that I'm going to be changing the program around and then basically recompiling the executable and then re-uploading it. So it's, depending on whatever interval I do that, every 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, whatever, it's going to be a unique program that people are running. I'm also going to be, every time I do that, I'm going to be changing the defaults for the window names, like window 1, window 2, window 3. I actually have different names for them right now. They're randomized, and they're going to be randomized every time I recompile and re-upload. So, you know, little things like that are just going to kind of make it so Fishmonger isn't the same exact program every single time. And, you know, if Blizzard really wants to go on my website weekly or however frequently I do it and just continually add me to their database, you know, that's something that I guess they could do. Some people have talked to me before about, well, why don't you just make it private? And, you know, it's like, yeah, I could do that. But the reality of it is, if I make it private, well, then how would you found out about it? You know, and then people say, oh, you can advertise on blah, 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 this, that, and the other of the website. And I'm like, dude, any public website, you know, Blizzard knows about the websites that they go and get the botting programs and shit from. It's not like they don't know about these websites. They can get to them just as easily as you can. So the fact that, you know, me putting it not on my own website or whatever isn't really going to change anything in the grand scheme of things. However, I was talking to somebody else, and they made this suggestion, and it's a good suggestion, that first of all, hold on, it's hot, I gotta lift this up, but what I should do is every time, like, let's say somebody wants to buy, like, for instance, a yearly subscription, which is the highest tier of the subscription, what I can do is basically set aside a compiled version of Fishmonger just for them that nobody else is going to have. So you're going to have a unique file program. Basically, you're paying for the benefit of having a unique version of Fishmonger that nobody else has, which should ultimately give you very good prevention of getting caught from Warden when it's scanning for programs and files, because you're not going to look like anyone else as far as the file size goes and how the file is structured and everything. So that's a good idea. It's a little bit more work on my part, but quite honestly, if people are paying for the yearly subscription, I think I owe it to them to take the time out of my day to be able to do that for them. So that is an option that I got kind of rolling right now. It's not currently out at the moment, but I'm probably going to set that up to do it. Nothing else really to report other than the fact that it's a beautiful fucking day. I got the, if you're curious, this is the V-Star 250. It's the line of bikes from Yamaha that used to be known as the Virago. I had an 1100 a long time ago. Love that bike. Sadly, it's now in bike heaven. But this is a brand new bike. It's got about 1,118 miles on the odometer right now. A little 250. It's zippy. It's fun. What else can I ask for? Gets me from point A to point B. 80 miles a gallon. It's always a good thing too. So I'm going to be signing off. This is Fishmonger. I'll catch you on the flip side.